Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining the webinar today. My name is Tori Jaffa, and I'm the Marketing and Events Officer at Connecting Up. Our webinar today is on the Connecting Up Donations program and is presented by Ryan. Today, he will cover our popular products, how to navigate around the site, and most common requirements for organisations. As always, we will have a question and answer session pretty much all the way through this webinar. So if you do have a question, type it straight into the webinar panel and I'll read them out to Ryan and he'll be able to answer them. I'd now like to hand it over to Ryan. All yours.
Great, thanks Tori, and welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Like Tori said, this will be very interactive. The key objective here is to help you understand the donations and discounts program, any questions that you might have. So no matter whether you're new to the program or you've been using it for years and you've got some kind of weird question, then get all your weird questions out of your system today and we'll give you a hand so you can make the most of the program. So before we talk about the ins and outs, I want to talk about what the program is, which is really useful if you're new to the program. So the core to the donations program is that this is donated software from world-leading technology companies. Now, often people think it's cheap software, but it's actually a pure donation from all of these organizations, and Connecting Up charge an administration fee on the order. And as a not-for-profit ourselves and partnered with other not-for-profits to deliver this program, that's our only source of funding for the program. So paying a small administration fee of about 4 to 8% makes sure that we can give you a donation today and we're still around in a year or two's time to make sure that you can get another one. But all of these companies that are donating their products feel very strongly about offering their solutions to charities as a donation, because they want not-for-profits to spend money on service delivery and helping people, helping the community instead of IT equipment. Quite often we've actually found that organisations can save so much money through the donations program or the discounts program that the money that they save can go into paying an IT provider to provide them with professional assistance in getting set up, and that means that they get huge efficiency gains out of that as well. Now, all of our donor partners have specific areas of giving, so not all organisations are going to qualify to receive donations from all of our donor partners, but in a minute I'll show you how to find out which ones you are eligible for. And all of these donor partners offer a generous amount of software per organisation, but there are some limitations to some of the providers. Most of the limitations don't apply unless you're a pretty big organisation. In the case of Microsoft, it's 500 licenses in every 2 years. So it varies from partner to partner. So I won't go into that in too much detail now. But if you've got any specific questions, I'll be happy to take them. So I've spoken a little bit about what the program is in terms of partners, but what is different about the donations program versus just walking into Harvey Norman, JB Hi-Fi, whatever it might be, and buying software? So we are part of a global network of not-for-profits that support each other through technology. So we work with an organisation in the US called TechSoup, and there's TechSoup affiliates in about 40 countries, providing donations in about 110 countries now. So it's all about not-for-profits supporting not-for-profits, which is great because it's not sales-based. It's about what's best for your organisation, how we can best help and support you. So if you come to us and we've got multiple solutions that will do the same thing, then we can assist you with that. Now, I mentioned before that it's donated software through the donations program, so that cost is an administration fee that flows back to both us and TechSoup. One of the things people have a hard time getting their head around is particularly with the Microsoft software, you get software assurance with your licenses. So these are volume licenses that provide you with 2 years of software assurance from the date of your order. Now, there is a bit of confusion around that, because that doesn't mean that your software stops working in 2 years. It means that for 2 years from when you receive your donation, that you can get upgrade and downgrade rights to the software. So if you ordered Office 2013 today, you could downgrade to Office 2010 if you need to. And some organizations do that because they might have one new computer they're putting in, but every other computer in the office is on Office 2010. So to save some headaches, they put the same version of Office throughout their organization. The other benefit then is if you ordered Office 2013 today and Office 2016 came out in 2 weeks, then you would be able to download Office 2016 as soon as it comes out with no cost to you. They just get added to what Microsoft call the Volume License Service Center, which is the website that you sign up to get all of your software. You just download the software from that site, you get your license keys and things like that. And the only other thing there is I've mentioned that all of our partners have different areas of giving. Now, the discounts program is slightly different in that products in the discounts program are offered at a significant discount off of retail pricing, but as they're discounted rather than donated, there is a higher price involved. All of these companies provide some pretty significant discounts to not-for-profits, so there's still a lot of value here. It just depends on exactly what you're looking for. But they range from everything from Adobe Creative Cloud through to our very popular Refurbished computer program, where you can get discounted Macs, PCs, laptops, desktops, and tablets if you are lucky and get in fast. So that's why there is a bit of a price difference between donated and discounted. If you are eligible for a donation, go that way first. If those solutions fit your requirements, whereas the discounted solution is available if the donated ones don't suit you or you're not eligible for the donation. So before I go into some of the most popular products, I want to go through what's changed recently. If you're new to the program, then everything's new to you, so that's okay. We'll give you a bit of a refresher on these partners, but if you've been involved for a while, you might like to know which ones are new. So one of the first things is we've got 5 new partners, or 4.5 we'll call it. So Box, Little Green Light, NetSuite, Calxa Discounts, which is my half a new partner. So Calxa have been offering a donation program for some time, but now they're offering discounts, and Blackbaud. So I'll quickly go through and give you an idea of what these products are and can do for you. So first of all, we've got Box. So it's an online file sharing, content management and collaboration tool. Now, if you're familiar with Dropbox or OneDrive, it's very similar in concept to that. The difference between a free Dropbox account and a Box account is that the organization owns the data through Box. The organization has 10 perpetual licenses to store the data, and this is a really big one because quite often I get organizations coming to me who have had an employee leave in not the greatest circumstances, and the employee had a whole range of organizational data stored in a personal Dropbox that they've revoked access to for the rest of the organization. And the organization always wants to know what they can do about it, and the reality is nothing. You have to ask that person very nicely to give you the files back. If you're using an online solution where your organization owns the data, you have a lot more power. So Box, OneDrive for Business, those kind of things are perfect for that because the organization always owns the data. Box is great because you can access the files from computers, you can access them from mobile phones, and of course it integrates with tools like Office 365, NetSuite, which we'll talk about in a minute, and Google Docs. So we get the ability to edit those files natively in the same programs we've always edited, but we get 100 gigabytes of cloud file storage, which is automatically backed up. And the great thing is it's 10 perpetual licenses. So your licenses don't expire, you don't need to renew them, anything like that. Now, if you think Box might be suitable for your organization, you can actually try it for free using Box Personal Edition, which gives you a lot lower amount of storage. So you can try that with a personal email address, give that a go, see if it suits you, and then if it does, you can order it from that link there, which will be in the slide deck that we'll send out after the webinar. And the administration fee on Box is $126. Next up, we've got Little Green Light, which is a very recent partner, only the last couple of weeks. So Little Green Light is an online fundraising CRM. Gives you the ability to track donors, prospects, volunteers. You can track gifts and pledges or donations, whatever you want to call them. You have access to mail merge, so you can send out requests or donor notices through Outlook. But it's also got online integration. So if you're already using a tool like MailChimp or Constant Contact or Mandrill, you can integrate with those for your email marketing. You can integrate with PayPal for online donations. There's also tools like Wufoo that you can integrate for forms. Now, this is a really good, simple to use fundraising CRM for smaller organizations. It's all cloud-based, and we've been getting great feedback so far. I was talking to an organization in New Zealand last week that had signed up. There's a free trial if you go to the Little Green Light website. They'd signed up for the free trial and they'd sort of gone, well, we've looked at how much it is and we've looked at what we can do with it, and I'm wondering what the catch is. There wasn't a catch, so they were pretty happy about that. But this is great for all of those small organizations that have been looking for some kind of fundraising CRM for a long time but found them all to be too difficult to use. Little Green Light will be the one. Now that's $60 admin fee, and that covers 2,500 records. So if your organization has more donors, prospects, volunteers than 2,500, there are some higher price plans, and you get about $425 off of those higher price plans. So they work out to be quite low cost. And that is a subscription, so that does need to be renewed every year. All right, speaking of CRMs, NetSuite. So NetSuite has been around for a couple of months now. These are solutions that particularly if you're a smaller organization, you will likely need some technical assistance to implement. NetSuite do provide support. They do provide resources online that you can use to access their software, but you probably need some form of technical assistance depending on what you're trying to do with them. So the first product that I want to look at is Light CMS, which is a content management system, same as Drupal, WordPress, whatever it is. The great thing is it's all hosted for you, and it's all got a basic setup involved in that. So you can set up your own responsive website. It's all mobile friendly. It's all got some basic search engine optimization principles in the structure of it. So it's pretty easy to manage and maintain. So that one there, you probably don't need a lot of technical experience in, but it may be useful if you've got somebody who can help you with that. If you don't have a website, that would be a good solution to look at. Then we come to NetSuite Mid-Market, and that's sort of NetSuite's CRM and enterprise resource planning software. So it's one of those solutions that can do almost anything in terms of CRM and enterprise resource planning. So it's down to you and your technical helpers in terms of what you set it up to do. You can use it to track donors and funders. You can use it for a lot of other things. It's quite a big CRM and enterprise resource planning solution. And the last one is Tribe HR. which is cloud-based human resource information system software. And basically, it's a cloud-based solution you can use for recruitment and for talent management. So all of those have varying admin fees. If you jump on the website and check out NetSuite, you'll be able to find out all of the administration fees for those. Definitely NetSuite mid-market you would need some form of technical assistance with. The other two maybe not. But NetSuite are really helpful, and they all come with NetSuite's Silver support, which is you send them an email and you get a response between 2 and 4 hours. All right. Now, I mentioned before Calxa discounts. So Calxa donate their budgeting and cash flow forecasting software to small organizations. Now they are discounting the same solution to larger organizations. So this is a solution that integrates with your accounting software, assuming you're using MYOB, Xero, or Reckon QuickBooks, and it helps you with your budgeting and your cash flow forecasting, produces graphical reports that you can use for the board or for whoever needs access to them, and helps you understand your cash flow, essentially. It's a really good solution. Calxa have donated somewhere in the region of $600,000 worth of Calxa software in the last, I think it's 4 years. It's been very popular and definitely one to check out if you're after that kind of thing. And Blackbaud. So Blackbaud is a discounted fundraising CRM, probably a step above Little Green Light. Little Green Light are only donating their solution to smaller organizations. So if you find that Little Green Light doesn't suit you, or you're not eligible because you're a larger organization, then Blackbaud is a good solution to look into. It's one of the most popular solutions in the fundraising industry. They're discounting eTapestry, which is sort of their entry-level solution. Donor management, it's got responsive online forms for donations and sign-ups, so that'll work on mobiles, tablets, and desktops, and lots of tracking and reporting features. Now, one thing that Blackbaud do that's a little bit different to most of our partners is you need to actually register your interest with Blackbaud before you can order eTapestry. And why they do that is it helps them to assess if eTapestry is the right solution for you. So before you spend money on the solution, Blackbaud will come back to you and go, look, it's probably not going to be the right solution for you. It may be that you need a higher end solution. It may be that you don't need a fundraising CRM. There's lots of different variables there, but I think it's really good that before you've invested the time, they'll give you an idea of whether you're in the right place. Now, we mentioned MYOB before, not new, but recent. MYOB are offering a substantial discount on all of their accounting software. So that's MYOB Essentials, which is all online cloud-based accounting software. And AccountWrite, which is the desktop version that now saves to the cloud, includes things like payroll and inventory management. I went to the MYOB Partner Connect conference recently, and these guys have got some really exciting features that they're rolling out, particularly around payroll. Definitely a solution to check out if you need accounting software. And they are currently doing some special deals for migrating from older versions of MYOB or competitive solutions. They'll migrate your data file for free. And anybody who has met me before, free is the right price for anything. So definitely worth checking that out at the moment. Now, Shopify is another relatively recent partner. It's cloud-based software as a service shopping cart software. So what I mean by that is they provide you with the website. You don't have to have any technical skills to set up the website. Click a couple of buttons, put it together, and then they host it for you as well. It's fully responsive. You can see that in the examples there. They offer a whole range of different free templates to get you started. There's other paid ones and other customizations you can do if you want to go down that road, but you can definitely get set up with the free ones. Great range of social sharing tools, but you also get full analytics. You can integrate with Google Analytics so that you understand whether it's actually working for you. And you also get free support, which is fantastic. Now, there are two different Shopify offers. There's one for small organizations and there's one for larger organizations. So check out which one you qualify for in the thing I'll show you in a minute, and you can order the right one. So this is an unlimited plan that is offered through Connecting Up, so you can sell unlimited products, use unlimited storage space. So this is great for selling product that you obviously get donations from. You can use it for your donations if you want. Instead of a product, you could have a $25 donation, a $50 donation, and Shopify take care of all of the security for you, and it integrates with most payment gateways. So it's a really easy, cheap way to do it. And if you think that this is something that you would really love, but you just can't set it up, they even include a personal coach to help you get your store set up. So really worthwhile checking out if you want to be able to sell online.
We've just got a question here from Richard. Last time I checked, Calxa only worked in a Windows environment, for example, not Mac. Do you know if that's still the case?
It is the case at the moment, but I know they are working really hard on a cloud-based solution. I haven't heard where that's at. I know that they're hoping to have it done. I hope Mick's okay with me saying this. I know they're hoping to have it done soon, and then it'll be web-based, just like MYOB Essentials. I don't know the exact time frame at the moment, but I know that they're working as hard as they can on it. Cool bananas. Next one is Jcurve, or Jcurve are discounting their solution called JTel, and this is really designed for organizations that have organization-wide mobile phones. Depends on how many phones you've got, how much value you'll get out of it, but it's a great way to be able to track your mobile devices, whether they be mobile phones, internet dongles, tablets with SIM cards. And it can, because you get full access to reporting over your bills, it integrates with all the different telcos to pull the data in from your bills. You can end up saving quite a bit of money by looking for phones that are on the wrong plan, looking for those people who leave their phone in a drawer, so they're not actually making any calls, looking for those people who are constantly going over their data cap. It helps you analyze where you can save money, basically. So I'd probably say if you've got 10 or more mobile devices in your organization, this is worth looking into. It also has the ability to track the assets. So you can track that the Microsoft Lumia handset that was purchased on the 8th of October was given to the CEO, so you know where that device is. If you want to redeploy it for something else, you know who's using it, and you can quite easily track things like that. All right. Now, our good friends at Cisco aren't new to the program at all. They were one of our first donor partners, but there have been some changes to eligibility. So more organizations are eligible. The only thing here is that you will need to resubmit a special application form. So if you've done that before, it's a very similar process. Just log onto the website through the page I'll show you in a sec, and you can resubmit your special application form. There's also a few more products that are available. I think there's some new Ethernet switches and some new wireless networking gear. So if you are an organization that needs, most organizations I meet badly need a wireless network upgrade or a switch upgrade, check out the Cisco range. If you're eligible, then they come in at a fraction of the cost of normal enterprise grade solutions. Now, a couple of months ago, we made a bit of a change to Microsoft product names. And essentially that was removing the year and version reference from each product. Now, one of the reasons for that is all of the products, they include software assurance. When you order them, you automatically get the new version, but you may also want the older version because you've got those upgrade and downgrade rights that we talked about before. So now, if you wanted to get Windows 10, you would order Windows Operating System Upgrade, and you would get access to all of the products there on the slide. So if you really wanted Windows 7, you could download Windows 7 and install it. You have the ability to download the 32-bit version or the 64-bit version. If you're a multicultural organization, you want a language other than English, you have access to do that as well. So you have a whole range of different options here. So when you are looking at the website, if you're not sure what version you're going to get when you place the order, the answer is always the latest one, unless it says something different for some reason. I can't predict the future. If it says something different, please let us know, because we may have made a mistake. Check that out and we can help you out with that if need be. But yes, when you order Windows Operating System Upgrade, you might want to run Windows 8 or 8.1 for now and upgrade to Windows 10 through your upgrade rights in a year's time. You have ultimate control there. That's just one example. It's the same for Office, it's the same for Windows Server, etc. Now, I've been promising this slide for a little bit. Here is your My Account page. So once you're logged into your website, up the top of the screen, you'll see a My Account button. When you click on that, you go to this page here. It'll look similar, but maybe not the same. You probably won't have that handsome bloke on the left-hand side looking at you, but that's okay, you can make do. In the center column there, you should see a tick next to donations and discounts, and you should see that your organization, in my case it's just my name, is qualified for technology donations and discounts. If you don't see that, you are either logged into the wrong account, or you may need to organize some extra paperwork to finalize your qualification. If you don't see that, feel free to give us a call and we can give you a hand with that. Now, if you click on What Can I Get, which is the top link there under Donations and Discounts, that will show you in a little box on the screen which donor partners you can order from. So quite easy to see straight away, and you can click on them and you can go and order from them. It'll also show you which ones you don't qualify for, and we are happy to take questions on that, but we work as hard as we can to make sure that you qualify for as many donor partners as you can. So we're always working to try and make sure that your eligibility is correct, basically. You can also see here your order history. If you're Microsoft qualified, so you can order Microsoft, you'll see the Microsoft Donation Center link there, and that link is designed to give you a quick snapshot of how much you've ordered from Microsoft, what the total value was if you had to go and pay retail for that, and how much more you can order. You'll see too there's a purchase content link there, not related to the donations program, but it will give you all of the webinar recordings that you have purchased. So if you are a person who frequently purchases webinars, then you'll find them all there. The Cisco special application that I mentioned before, you'll see that there under special eligibility. And if you are looking for a token to get set up with Google, which I'll talk about in a couple of minutes, that can be found under TechSoup validation tokens. Now, just while we're here, two other things that I often get questions about. You can see that my profile is 100% complete, and that is because I've registered, I've qualified for the donations and discounts program, and I've got a tick next to the directory because I've claimed an organization. So if you're not sure why your profile is only 66% complete, it may be that your organization is on the directory but you haven't claimed your listing yet. Once you've claimed your listing, you can update your directory listing to your heart's content. The other thing there is you can see at the bottom of the middle column that I am registered as a member. So if you are not a member, it's a great way to get some extra assistance because it includes an hour of mentoring per year. Also includes discounts to all of our events, whether that be our conference or our webinars, even our workshops, a whole range of other things. If you are a member, you will see there that you are a member, and you can click on the Extend Your Membership button to renew your membership.
Mike asks, my account page on the left only has the Edit Login Details tab. We have software through you with Google, Microsoft, and several others. Should we be seeing the other tabs such as Edit Individual, My Subscriptions, or MS Donation Center?
No, the ones on the left-hand side, I would be seeing more because I'm logged in as an administrator. All the ones that you need would be under donations and discounts there. That'll give you a quick summary of everything.
And Mike also asks, are you able to discuss how to upgrade from an existing license to a higher one? For example, we have systems which have current Windows 10 Pro licenses and would like to upgrade to Enterprise for the easier management. How do we do this?
Well, the easy answer is you can go to the Microsoft Volume License Center, download Windows 10 Enterprise, assuming you ordered the Windows 10 Professional licenses through us, and you can install it on the machines. Now, the slightly more complicated answer is I'm not sure whether there is a way of doing an in-place upgrade on Windows 10 Professional to upgrade it to Windows 10 Enterprise. I'd need to look into that. You can send us an email and I can get some clarification around that if you want. If the Windows 10 Professional licenses came on the machines, or you got them through another channel, then what you would probably need to do is order the Windows operating system upgrade, and that would give you access to the Windows 10 Enterprise license. Alrighty then. Now, some stuff that's not quite as current, but still really important. I still find organizations that are using Windows XP and Office 2003. It's really important here to emphasize that these are end of life. They've been end of life for 12 months or more now, which means there's no more security updates or upgrades. So, especially in the case of Windows XP, there are banks paying millions and millions of dollars to still get occasional software updates, but for us, they're just not happening anymore. So if you have any machines running Windows XP or Office 2003, you really need to upgrade now. Whether you can upgrade your existing machines or whether you need to get new machines that support Windows 7, 8, 10, whatever you want to do, depends on how old the machines are. But we really need to be getting rid of all of the XP off of all of our computers just to make sure that we stay secure, particularly when so many of us deal with personal information, client records. We just can't afford to have that kind of information leak out. It's pretty vital. So if you do have any of those machines, time to upgrade, and I'll talk about the refurbished computers in a minute. But yeah, if the machine's 2-3 years old, you may be able to install Windows 7, 8, or 10 on it. Speaking of end of the road, last time I did this webinar, Windows Server 2003 was coming up on end of life. It is now end of life. There are no more security updates or patches. Now this one's even more critical because this is about our servers. And our servers, more often than not, store our databases, store our client information, and if you aren't upgrading your servers, and there's no more updates, then you're probably not complying against some of the industry standards and regulations. Now, server upgrades can take time, so if you do have any servers running 2003, you really need to start planning to replace them now. If a server's running server 2003, I'm not sure you'd want to upgrade the server software on it. You're probably going to need to look at a new server, but we will talk about infrastructure as a service in a minute. There's a range of different options that aren't necessarily just replacing the server. Either way, we need to get our secure data off of our Windows Server 2003 servers. Now this one is reasonably new, the last 6 months. So if you are looking at Microsoft Office 365 and your organization has in-house IT staff, then through our partner Info Exchange, we're now offering do-it-yourself migration workshops. So this series of online workshops teaches you how to do basic email migration. There's one on advanced email migration, and there's also basic SharePoint configuration. So if you've decided you want to make the jump and you want to do as much as possible in-house, this is a great solution for you. It's ideal for organizations with less than 50 staff and some form of in-house IT resources. If you're not sure whether you want to move to Office 365, Info Exchange also offer an Office 365 Readiness Assessment through us, which will help you understand what steps you need to take before you can migrate to Office 365. And it'll also give you a quote on getting Info Exchange to do a migration for you. So that might be another useful solution to sort of understand where you're at, and that'll help with your decision making in terms of how much you do in-house and how much you want to outsource. Speaking of Info Exchange, they're still here. There is now available a CRM Readiness Assessment, and this is assessing your organization's readiness for Microsoft Dynamics CRM. In particular, the customized version for NFPs that Info Exchange offer, called CRM for NFP. Now, even though it's specific to Info Exchange's CRM, it does give you a useful insight into whether a CRM is right for you. Often organizations get a little bit confused around the difference between a CRM and a client information management system. So it's useful to be able to understand which one you actually need. It'll also give you an action plan in terms of, if it's right for you, what you need to implement, what you need to do before you can look at implementation, and give you a bit of an action plan moving forward. So that's now available on our website. It's called CRM for NFP Readiness Assessment. And if you're looking at upgrading your CRM or your database, make sure you check that one out. Now, I mentioned infrastructure as a service before. So this is a discount offering that we have partnered with R&G Technologies to offer. One of the really important things for a lot of organizations is that this discounted infrastructure as a service has been developed so that your servers are in Australia. They're hosted in a Brisbane data center, so there's no issues in terms of data sovereignty, data overseas, things like that. Now, this is really good if you have old servers like Server 2003 servers that are on their last legs, or you have specialized server-based software that can't be moved to something like Office 365 or Google Apps, or you have some kind of other specific requirement. Maybe you want to host your website. So infrastructure as a service is basically a fancy way of saying cloud servers. You have your own customizable server that you can install whatever you need on it. So some organizations are using it to run Microsoft SQL Server, to run database applications. Some are using it to run Linux so they can host their existing website. whatever they require. You've got complete flexibility, and obviously because it's cloud, you can scale it up and down as you need it. We've developed this with R&G specifically for not-for-profits based on the feedback we were getting from all of you. So they're based in that Brisbane data centre, which is certified to the Australian government's AGMO standards, which is really important if you're dealing with government contracts and government data. Now, before I go into what's popular, Google for Nonprofits is popular, funnily enough, and it launched in Australia a few months ago. Now, the big things here are Google are donating Google Apps accounts for not-for-profit organisations. You can also access Google Ad Grants, which is a $10,000 per month credit on Google AdWords. So that's basically advertising on google.com.au when someone searches for your organisation or information and topic related to your organisation. You can also get access to YouTube for Nonprofits, which we did a webinar on yesterday. There'll be a recording on our website, and Google Earth Pro through Google Earth Outreach. So we recently ran a webinar 2 weeks ago on Google for Nonprofits, one yesterday on YouTube for Nonprofits. You can find out more information on our website. We've also just finished up a course on Google Ad Grants that we'll look to do again in the new year. But this is an area where I mentioned before about membership, having mentoring involved with it. This is something that's been really popular in terms of people getting mentoring on getting set up with ad grants. All right. Now, when people always ask me, okay, all right, it's great, you've got so many different solutions, what do other organizations order? So the simple answer is this. No surprises for most of it. Windows and Office are far and away the most popular products. Windows Server is still quite popular. Out of all of our antivirus solutions, Norton 360 is still the most popular. Cisco switches and wireless equipment. Our Refurbished computer program is far and away our most popular discounted offering. And anything with Adobe's name on it. So what a lot of organizations choose to do through the donations program is because they now have access to software at such a reduced rate, they often take the opportunity to upgrade all of their computers to the same version of Windows and Office, even if they're a small organization with 1 or 2 computers. It's really useful for every computer in your office to be on the same version of Windows, the same version of Office, because it just means that if people have to switch computers, there's no learning curve. It's a lot easier to just pick up and switch. You also know that if you put together a fantastic Word document, you email it to a colleague, that colleague will actually be able to open it and it'll look the way that you intended. Organizations with more computers, larger organizations, generally still order servers quite a lot, whether that be Windows Server, Exchange Server, Skype for Business Server, whatever it might be. You can still order servers through the donations program. You still have that opportunity. It's entirely up to you whether you want to do that or whether you want to look at Office 365. Now, when we talk Windows, these days it's all about Windows 10. It's been really popular now that it's available. A lot of people have been waiting for it. I guess the headline here is that the Start menu is back. Now, I've been using Windows 10 for probably a month or so now, and I'd probably describe it as being a hybrid of the best of Windows 8.1 and the best of Windows 7. So if you have been sitting on Windows XP, get off now. But if you've been sitting on Windows 7, didn't want to make the jump to Windows 8, well, Windows 10 kind of removes a lot of the reasons why people didn't want to upgrade to Windows 8. Definitely time to upgrade if you want to, but there's no there's no urgent need if you're on Windows 7 or Windows 8.1. Microsoft will eventually announce an end of life date for them. So if you're starting to roll out new computers, I would definitely look at Windows 10. If you've got a whole bunch of Windows 7 computers or Windows 8.1 computers, probably wouldn't stress out about it too much yet. There are the two versions available now, the Windows operating system upgrade. There's also a Get Genuine version. So if you have computers in your organization that are home licenses or something that you can't upgrade because you need to be on a pro or an enterprise version to use an upgrade, or you have computers which are mislicensed, you might have discovered a couple of computers have got pirated versions of Windows on them. Microsoft do offer the Get Genuine software for that, but it's important to note that you can only ever place one order for Get Genuine regardless of how many licenses you order at that time. So that one order might be 50 licenses of Windows, that would be A-OK, but if you order one license, you can't order another one in 2 months' time in terms of the Get Genuine. But you can certainly order more upgrades down the track. No questions today. This is a boisterous bunch. Okay, Office 2013. Office 2013 is the latest version of Microsoft Office, which may or may not about to be upgraded to Office 2016, but I didn't tell you that. Office 2013 is very much an evolution of Office 2010. So if you are experienced in using Office 2010, you should be able to pick up Office 2013 very quickly. Everything is vaguely in the same place. The ribbon interface is the same. It's just been tidied up a little bit. Looks prettier. The standard version of Office includes enough tools for most people. Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Publisher, OneNote, and OneDrive for Business. That's more than enough for most organizations, but if you need Access in particular, which seems to be the most popular reason, Professional Plus is available, and that adds Access, InfoPath, Link, and Business Contact Manager for Outlook. So both versions are available through the donations program. Just order the version that suits what you need. Now, in terms of antivirus, we have 4 different donation partners. Semantic Desktop, which is basically Norton, Semantic Enterprise, Bitdefender, and O&O Software. O&O is a bit different to the pure antivirus solutions because it does a bit more in terms of tune-up. Bitdefender's probably been with us for a year now. It's getting a much bigger name in Australia. I'm hearing lots of good things, and they do license packs for organizations. So you can order a 5 license, a 10 license, a 25, or a 50 license pack, depending on what you need for your organization. Semantic Enterprise is probably more aimed at larger organizations, but does include their backup exec software, which has been very popular. And Semantic Desktop includes Mac and PC antivirus, which is, like I mentioned before, our most popular antivirus, really. In terms of discounted solutions, we've got Kaspersky and Sophos both available. You can order renewals on the website. One thing that's unique to Kaspersky is if you're currently using a competitor's product, you can go onto the website and order what they call a cross-grade license, and you save quite a bit of money by transitioning to Kaspersky from one of their competitors' solutions. And then when you renew, there's discounts on your renewals as well. Now, Sophos and Kaspersky are really designed for larger organizations. The minimum license order is between 10 and 15 licenses, and then up to as many thousands as you can possibly want. They also include a lot of tools which are really designed for organizations with centralized IT management. If you've got a lot of mobile devices, Kaspersky's worth a better look because an in-depth look because it includes the facility to manage mobile devices, essentially. Accounting. Now, we talked about MYOB and Calxa before. With MYOB, it's still AccountWrite that's been the most popular accounting software. Calxa has been hugely popular since it launched. If you're on a Mac, MYOB recommend Essentials now. They're kind of phasing out Account Edge. Their solution here is that you run AccountWrite in an emulator. You can use Boot Camp to run Windows on a Mac, or you can look at some of the solutions like VMware or Parallels to run Windows programs in a window on your Mac. But if you want a native solution, you'd be looking at Essentials. And like I mentioned before, Calxa integrates with MYOB, Xero, Reckon to produce all of your graphical and easy to understand budgeting reports. So they work together basically to keep all your finances in check and keep you aware of what's going on. Now, networking. Cisco as a donation partner has been our most popular partner here. It's all enterprise grade, high speed networking equipment, gigabit switches, high speed wireless networking equipment. Make sure you check out that special application form I mentioned on your My Account page. Get that complete and get ready to go. Adobe. So in terms of Adobe donations, Adobe now donate Photoshop and Premiere Elements in a bundle, which is only available for Windows, and they're basically simplified versions of Photoshop Pro and Premiere Pro. And so they're a great stepping stone if you're after something more advanced for your image editing, or you're after a more advanced video editing program. You might have used Windows Movie Maker and it's just not cutting it for you anymore. So you can upgrade to Elements. They also donate Adobe Acrobat for Windows and Mac. So that gives you the opportunity to create PDFs with fillable forms and more complex digital documents with different levels of security. So you can create PDFs which people can't print. For example, if you want something to be purely digital, create PDFs with passwords, things like that. Now, the Adobe donation program, we only get a certain number of licenses every quarter, so there's very limited stock. When you see it available on the website, if you need it, grab it as soon as you can, and when it goes out of stock, we will let you know when it comes back in. We also do an Adobe discount program, and so there's a whole range of different software available through the Adobe discount program, but the most popular one is Creative Cloud. So Adobe are transitioning all of their software to the cloud. The interesting thing about Creative Cloud, though, is it's not cloud-based in the way a lot of people think about it in terms of being in a web browser. You download the software from the cloud, but you get in terms of Creative Cloud for Teams, which is the discounted offering available through us, you get 100 gig of cloud storage. And what's become really powerful here is that cloud storage becomes the backbone of your settings, your tools, and you can use their mobile apps, save the document to the Adobe Cloud, and then open the same document on your desktop computer and finish it there. One of the most amazing ones at the moment is I have forgotten the name, I think. Let me see if I can find it. No, I can't. They've got a new Adobe app that lets you create layouts. So if you've got an idea for a newsletter layout or a document layout, you can sketch it out on your tablet, your iPad, whatever it might be. You can put down your image frames, your text frames, all those kind of things. And then you can hit a button on your iPad that says Open in InDesign, and it will fire up InDesign on your computer, have your layout there. You can start dragging and dropping your different elements in, and you can put together great documents in no time. So really, really powerful stuff. There are also a range of learning resources available if you're new to Creative Cloud, if you've got staff that don't entirely understand how to use some of the professional software, and you have access through Creative Cloud to pretty much all the tools Adobe make, whether they be Dreamweaver for web design, InDesign for graphic design, Premiere Pro, After Effects, video editing, Audition for audio, Photoshop and Illustrator, everything. It's great. All right. I promised some information about our refurbished computers. The refurbished computers, there are desktops and laptops available, PCs and Macs. You can also get tablets. We do occasionally get iPads. If you get an email saying that iPads are now available, jump straight on the website and order as many as you can, because they always come in limited stock. You can order your desktop computers with and without the screens. So if you've got perfectly good screens lying around, then you can just get the box, take out the old box, put in the new one, and bingo bango, you have a fancy new workstation. They all come with powerful and modern processors, minimum of 4 GB of RAM. You can order upgrades to the RAM when you order them if you want. They are all refurbished by Microsoft authorized refurbishers who pre-install them with Windows 7 Professional and Office 2010 Home and Student. So some organizations that get these refurbished computers, that's enough for them. They can start to get work done on Windows 7 and Office 2010 Home and Student. Other organizations need things like Publisher and Access, so they will upgrade to Office 2013. Others will want Windows 8 or Windows 10, so they can upgrade their computers through the Microsoft Donation Program. Whole range of different machines available there. There's something for everybody, and if you are ordering 10 or more, there's a volume discount that we get through the freight company, so we pass that on to all of you. And one last thing before we come to the big questions section. Microsoft Office 365 Readiness Assessment is something that we've offered for quite some time now. Office 365 is a solution that Microsoft donate, and it gives you access to the same infrastructure as huge companies like BHP Billiton, Rio Tinto use. And that's everything from Exchange email and calendar hosting, SharePoint, OneDrive for Business, Office Online, all of that's available for free. But there's still quite a bit of confusion around it. We do regular webinars that give you an idea of what goes on, but the Office 365 Readiness Assessment is really designed for those organizations that go, hey, okay, I like what we're seeing here. It's free for us to use ongoing. How do we, or how does our organization migrate to Office 365? How do we get our data up there? How do we get set up? So the Office 365 Readiness Assessment is where you should start. It'll help you understand what is involved in moving to Office 365, whether your existing equipment meets the requirements for 365, whether your internet connection is up to scratch for Office 365, and how much it might cost to engage somebody like InfoExchange to make that transition. So if you're looking at Office 365, jump on there, get involved in a readiness assessment, and get a bit more understanding around what happens there. Now, that's the end of the product tour. We've kind of running short on time, but who's got any more questions about ordering, problem that you might have had? Anything that you want me to explain quickly? Come on, guys, you've got to give Tori something to do. She looks very bored. Tori has to sit in this room with me and do these webinars a lot. look, we are always reachable. You can always call customer support. You'll always be able to get onto somebody who can help you if you are having any troubles at all with ordering, with fulfillment, with getting your actual software. We're always willing to help in that regard.
Well, because there are no questions, thanks, guys. Thank you, Ryan, for presenting today. And for those couple of questions we got through, thank you very much. There is some really good information here, but if there is a question, as Ryan said, that pops into your head, feel free to email us through at events@connectingup.org. As usual, we'll be sending out the recording to this webinar within the next 24 hours, and they'll also have a link to the downloadable slides. Other than that, though, as always, check our website, newsletters, Facebook and Twitter for any upcoming events. I hope to see you at many more. Thanks. Bye.